Now, I'm still getting questions about that, and people are saying that on my website, people on my website don't always get around to watching the Thursday quick pick, which I did go over it on. And also, I go over it often in Beyond Mystic shows. I'll go over the same information, but people are saying that some people on this channel or on my website do not get to see those videos, so that I should go over some of these important questions. So I'm going to go over it again here, but a lot of you might have seen it on those other shows I'm doing. Okay, so let's start with time speeding up. There's lots of evidence that time looks like it's speeding up. Here's a visual here, what Coco's put up, of a clock from 1968. And if you watch the second hand on the 2025 clock that's being filmed is much faster. So a minute is not a minute anymore. A minute is not 60 seconds, or seconds are shorter than they used to be, like that. Something's going on, right? So people are noticing, and there's all kinds of people experimenting with it. So look around, you'll find all kinds of evidence that something weird's going on. Okay, so we're going to just ask the cards, is there something weird going on with time? Is it in fact speeding up? It feels to me like it is. Like, I used to be really good at being on time for things. Now I actually find I'm running to keep up or get there on time, which is very weird for me, because I usually know exactly what, say I have 45 minutes to do something, then I set about doing my thing, and then I know I'll be on time for the 45 minutes, but oh, it's past 45. So I feel like I'm misjudging what I used to know was 45 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then it's actually been 55 minutes now. And I'm like, what? I was sure. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm pretty good at my internal clock is set to in the 1960s, I guess. Because what I used to think was 45 minutes is not anymore. Anyway, let us know in the comments what you guys are experiencing. And I'm going to look around here and just see what, for this audience, the cards are saying here. So we've got this ace. So it's definitely speeding up. It's absolutely speeding up. Now, this is interesting. It has something to do with maybe, oh, that's weird. Okay, like, this could be so many things, because it's an otherworldly kind of card, but it can also talk about healing. So something's healing, and it's in a very personal spot. So I don't think it's talking about extraterrestrials in this case. I think it's like, if it was somewhere else in the reading, it might be talking about that. This is us. We're healing something. So we are healing something. We're moving in a positive direction with time, and we're healing something. Oh boy, I think we're going back to something predating when we were somehow enslaved. Okay, so some kind of magic or spell casting has been altered and or lifted. It's in the positive, and we're healing something that was done to us. And it's actually adjusting time. So it's not a bad thing, it's good. Okay, and I'll give you more background. When Jean-Claude and I were looking this up, it's interesting because it's saying the very same thing that I got last night when I was looking at it with Jean-Claude. It looks like possibly the moon, or the placement of the moon, that object that they placed in the sky and they call the moon, actually was affecting time and slowing it down, dumbing us down, slowing it down. Okay. And I feel like we're actually adjusting to a true sort of interpretation for now of time. And if you really think about it, it is the age of Aquarius. So it's karmic and timely that things should feel faster. Okay, so maybe we'll think faster, we'll do things faster. I feel like it's all an illusion anyway, and we're adjusting to a healed version of how it should be working right now. So in a way, it's a good thing, and it's taken, like, the spell casting's coming off the world. So somehow they were dumbing us down with slowing down time. Well, that is just absolutely kind of the opposite of what I thought, right? Like when I first started looking at it, I was like, seems like a bad thing, but according to the cards, it's actually working to our benefit. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's look at the Disclosure movie coming out, Steven Spielberg. So talk about the enemy. So they're maybe making him do a walk of shame by being the head guy on this. Also, it'll bring a lot of eyeballs, even though he's a deep stater. A lot of the normies don't know that yet, so they want the eyeballs. So they're using Steven Spielberg, his brand, to put this movie out. And let's have a little listen. Is this actually a trailer? Let's have a little. Very exciting. Yeah. So June 12th, it's supposed to be coming out. I'm going to be in Vancouver. My son's graduating on the 11th from university. So I'll be in Vancouver. I'll be able to see it if it's coming out in Vancouver. So that's kind of exciting because there's no theater here on Haida Gwaii. So let's have a look at this Steven Spielberg. Let's see if this is white hat created, like I think it is, like a lot of truthers think it is. Let's make sure we got that right, because that's just an assumption on my part. I want to see if this was created. So my theory, and that's what we're looking at, is that this was created for disclosure, literally, and that it's they're using Spielberg to get the eyeballs, but also he's doing the walk of shame in a way, and they have to use their brands for good, okay, because of all the bad they've done. Spielberg is absolutely, he's probably even been processed by now. But I mean, yeah, just look into him and that little girl that was in one of his movies. What was it? E.T., the E.T. movie, the little blonde girl. Like, yeah, that's a sketch story. Died of really interesting, like, circumstances. It's like the mom just fed the daughter to Spielberg. Just disgusting. But anyway, let's have a look at what is actually going on with that movie. Is it what I think it is? Which I just told you what that was. Okay, let's have a look. Lots of people in on it. We got a 6 there. They're definitely wanting to show the world something. So they want to take the world in a new direction. Take the world in a new direction. Yeah, we got a 9 of cups there. So I feel like it's the vision or the wish or the desire is that it takes the world in a new direction, also teaches us something. So it's definitely like real disclosure. Looks like there's real disclosure. There could even be really big, like I feel like we got a lot of truths in this thing. I feel like it's not that far from the truth. Okay, with that Tower card, and it could really wake up a lot of normies, because a lot of normies are going to go see it. Thank goodness that they got Steven Spielberg to. If it was an unknown sort of truther bunch that put the movie out, nobody would go watch it. All the normies wouldn't anyway. We would, but the normies wouldn't. Okay, so I'm really glad they got, you know, the brand of Steven Spielberg. I'm sure it's not really him doing this movie. Okay, and they're using his style, but I don't think it's really him. I feel like he was rounded up a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely white hat, and it's absolutely being used for. They want to turn the dial on, and this is a way that they're using to educate the public. Okay, because a lot of people, like kind of normies, like, yes, there's lots of people going to the US website that's disclosing, but it's not as interesting to watch it there. You have to really dig, you have to really know what you're looking at. Whereas a movie like that, doing it in movie form, I mean, we've been brainwashed by movies, and now we can get educated by movies. Okay, so I feel like they're using the format. So yes, that's what I thought. Okay, wow. Okay, the next question's really interesting. I thought I remember watching this video. The Rio Grande River, has it run dry? And Nino's Corner brought this up. Okay, let's have a little listen to what Nino's saying here.
All right, folks, I'm currently standing in the Rio Grande River right now. This is what it looks like right here, all dirt. All dirt.
That's crazy.
You're looking at an environmental catastrophe, what this is. The new Meta data center in Los Lunas, New Mexico, takes 75 million gallons per year to cool down the data center. And this is what we're left with. Another data center is being built in El Paso right now, a Facebook Meta data center. How much more water is that going to take? This is going to be, folks, this is apocalyptic. I've never seen a river like this. By this time of the year, you couldn't even swim in this. It would take you under. The undercurrent would take you out. This is unbelievable. No more water. So what does that mean for the farmland, the ranch lands, the cattle, the houses? I mean, are they soon going to start moving people out of this area?
Wow. Okay,
Are
that's
they going to
good.
start moving people?
Yeah, we got it. We got that. Okay, so he's blaming it on the data centers. And that interesting because now we can hit two birds with one stone. I've already discussed the data centers. Some people are kind of misunderstanding what I said about them. What I'm saying is they're not what you think. They are purposeful. They're going to be used, but right now they want people to believe. So I feel like they even got so Nino at this point is basically an information guy, and he's set out there even for misinformation. That's what I believe about Nino. That's why he works closely with Juan 07. They're both putting out like narratives. They like to drive the narrative. Okay. And they use Nino a lot to drive narratives. And I like Nino, don't get me wrong, but he's like part of that operation in a way, or he has handlers like Juan 07, okay, to get him to throw out stuff, okay, that to maybe even to lead people in certain directions, okay, or away from certain truths. And even the white hats are doing that because they got an idea of how they want things to get put out there. Okay, so I've noticed that with the data centers, the reason everyone's asking about them is there's a lot of fear porn about them, just like what we just watched there. And if that is true, it's horrifying. Okay, there's thousands of these things all over the US, 5,000 of them potentially. Okay, and now they're starting to come in Canada. They're all over the world. They're popping up. Okay, so could they? Some people think they're prisons. Some people think they're prisons for all the people that have done, crimes against humanity over these last years. Deep state players are all in the big prisons like Gitmo and underground in Greenland and various places. But these could be for the smaller players. Okay, that's one thing. But we're not asking about that. We're asking about, is in fact the Rio Grande gone dry? Okay, and watch my last world video on what I think about the data centers. Okay, I'm not saying they just make them to fake you out because that wouldn't make sense. Okay, they're building these huge things. No, they're going to be used for something totally different. And the word living water came to me in one of my readings. So I feel like they're literally using that water, but it's going to be for good. So I'm not sure how that looks. But I feel like just like the UN, they took over the UN and they're totally using the infrastructure of the UN as a body, as an sort of a creative thing, and they're going to use it for the good of humanity. They're going to do the same thing with those centers. Okay, so that's just what I get. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm right about it or whatever, but that's what I get. So just to make sure you understand what I'm saying about them. I'm not saying they're building these and they're really just fake and they're a psyop. No, I'm not actually saying that. I'm saying it's more of a false flag. They're not what you think they are, and they want you to know that the deep state would have done, those data centers would have been exactly what Nino's saying they are and how bad they're saying for water and the environment. But if the white hats are in control, like I believe they are, and the cards are saying they are, there's no way they would really be doing that and using all of that water and ruining the environment. That's not what the white hats are here to do. Okay, so I believe they're going to be used for something totally different. So we're not asking that question though. We're asking, is the Rio Grande in fact or was that fake information. Okay. Is the Rio Grande gone dry? And let me know if you live close to it. I wonder if they've dammed it up somewhere that we don't know about to make it look like that. I wonder if that was filmed somewhere totally different. Let's have a look. So what Nino's saying there, oh boy, it's absolutely where he was. It's absolutely true. He was showing a true picture, but oh boy, the magician. Okay. It's not what, okay. So the Rio Grande. So the truth is, where he was is dry. Absolutely. Okay. So that's interesting, but not for the reason he's saying. So he's blaming it on the data center. It's something else. And maybe it's been Jimmy rigged to look dry right now. Now that could be what I was saying, which is it could have got dammed up somewhere, or they have some kind of technology that's creating it to avert it from that area to look like it's dry. Okay, so it's absolutely dry, but it's some kind of an illusion. In other words, it's not for the reasons they're saying it is. So the dried up Rio Grande and that area that he was showing is dry. Yes, it is. But it's not for what he's saying it is. So we got the magician there. So they've magicianed it to be dry for now. Okay, to go along with their narrative that these huge data centers are, taking all the water and ruining the environment. And a lot of people are complaining about the noise. Yeah, I get it. But I feel like they're trying to wake up the normies that this is what they would have done. And they're actually going to repurpose those centers, or they've actually built them for a totally different reason. Okay, so just so everybody knows what I'm saying about them. Yeah, so the Rio Grande is dry. So that part, he's telling the truth, at least that area is. Okay, but it's not for the reasons he's saying it is dry. Okay, so they're using the narrative, and it looks like they've Jimmy rigged the Rio Grande somehow to appear or actually be dry in that area. Okay, because we got the magician there, and we know they can Jimmy rig stuff. Okay, yeah, we know all kinds of ways they could do that. I mean, I don't even know the ways, but if they're using a technology we don't even know about, there's all kinds of ways. Okay, so Nicholas Jordan Wagter. Okay, so he's a Canadian student in Vancouver. He was a student in Vancouver, and he was writing researching government here in Canada, and he was definitely anti-government. Okay, so this guy's an anti-government, just like I'm anti-government, so it's a little scary because he's definitely anti-government. But he was kidnapped right off the street. I think it was in a coffee shop, or was he sitting in his car? Yeah, he was sitting in his car. There's a video we're going to watch there, and he was detained, put in a mental institution, and he's been force-fed, supposedly, this is all supposedly, allegedly, psych meds, all because basically the only thing they got on him is he's researching the government. Okay, doesn't that sound like a communist country? I think they're trying to show us Canada's a communist country. You bet, but is this real? So let's have a little listen.
Dr. Emery, he's a resident psychiatrist, senior resident. He's on a rotation with the CAR 87. We're part of a program that includes Vancouver Coastal Health and the Vancouver Police.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And what we do is we go to people when there's different reasons that come up. Every case is a little different, and we go to people to see them where they are, especially if there's been issues with trying to find them and talk to them. So in your case, I think you were certified under the Mental Health Act just, I don't know how long ago, but like maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Were you aware of that? Dr. Taylor saw you in a cafe. She didn't certify you. I think you filmed part of it. And then she spoke with your family, got some more information, and you're going to have to turn that off.
So just one sec.
Yeah.
What the officer just told me is that you and I can set up a meeting and we can chat then. So why don't we do that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not turning the camera off. I have a legal right to keep the camera on. If you don't want to make the appointment now, we can do it at another time. But that's what the officer just asked that we do. So why don't we do that?
So I'm going to certify you under the Mental Health Act. We're going to bring you to a hospital, do testing on you, and you're going to talk to a psychiatrist in a controlled environment, because we don't believe that you're going to attend an appointment.
I won't attend. I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
So he's certified.
I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
Okay.
What is going on? I was never given a psych eval or nothing. He just looked at me and said, "You're certified."
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why, but it's up to the doctor. So
Wow.
But no, he didn't even give me an eval. He just looked at me and said, "I'm certified, man."
I get that.
You know, please consider what you're doing, and please think about the fact that I'm more than happy to come in for an appointment. I'm happy to go through and do everything properly. Okay, I've been completely compliant with everything.
Yes, you've been really good with me, Nicholas. But listen, that's his call.
Okay, we'll stop there. That's unbelievable. So it looks like they're rounding people up off the street. So our worst fears, you know what I mean? And you guys remember, we're in an information war. So what's really going on here? Why that video? Is it real? Is this guy, in fact, been rounded up and put in against his will and for no apparent reason? He certainly doesn't sound insane. Okay. Like, we don't exactly know all the background, but it really seems like somebody certified him in a cafe on just talking to him, and just she decided, okay, this guy's crazy, but she was probably sent by the government. So here the narrative looks like they're trying to say the government, you have no rights in Canada, which it's looking like that. That's for sure. If the Canadian government's real, and if what they're doing is real and they're not just a big psyop, like I believe they're a big psyop, but if they're real and they can do this, who's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to come find me on the Haida-Gwaii? Yikes. Okay. Yeah. Me and Jean-Claude both live in Canada. Look out. Okay. So let's have a look. Is this guy's story real, or is it a psyop to show you what these guys are capable of? What was the plan for Canada? It's definitely a WEF country, or it was going in the direction of being a new world order country. It's been absolutely shown to us that our government's WEFer. Okay, so yes, and okay, that's interesting. Well, we're not getting fakery cards. So I feel like they actually did this using the new law. He's going to get out, but he's going to get out. But they actually did this. So they rounded him up. Okay, but they're not going to keep him for long. So he believes he was rounded up. So he's not cut in. Let's say this. It is a theater, but this guy wasn't written in, and neither were the cops. Everyone, the only person I get that was the psyop part, okay, was the woman that certified him. So they sent in this woman, she was probably an actress, to certify him and use the new laws in Canada to show us. So he actually really did get rounded up. He's going to be let loose, okay, but it's all to show you just how ridiculous. Like, this is all to show you. So it's not literally a psyop because this guy's not in on it. Everyone has to be in on it for it to be a psyop. It's not a psyop. He really did get rounded up. Okay, but he's going to be let loose. They probably told him what was going on once they rounded him up. Hopefully they did. Otherwise he'd stay scared. Okay. So they got some good footage because he really does look scared. He doesn't look like he's acting. That's probably how they got him to act. So they literally used this guy and used the fake law. Okay. Because right now it looks like Canada can do this. Okay. And they're showing you what it can do. So it's theater to show you. So they're using a unique sense of theater to show you what Canada can now do to you. Okay. According to the fake government. Okay. So if we really did have a government like that, and if we really did, just keep ignoring what the government's doing, this is what would happen to us. So this is a tale to warn. This is a warning story about what the WEFer government was actually going to do and where we were going to go with it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now a subscriber from Chicago put in the comments here that there's teen mobs running wild, flooding the streets and beaches, destroying cars, dancing on cars. And this is happening in big cities like Detroit, Chicago. They named a few big cities. And they're wondering, is it an organic thing that teens are just doing this because probably they're picking up on how crazy the world is right now? Or is this in fact organized? Could this be organized, like Soros was organizing all kinds of different, things to happen in all kinds of cities to scare people? Is this organized, or is it in fact organic? And who organized it? Is it organized by White Hat Alliance to wake people up again? Or is it organically created, like these teens are just fed up? Or in fact, is it deep state organized? Like, Soros's sons have taken over his, I don't believe Soros is with us anymore, but sort of the brand of Soros, he could have organized. Like, it would be something that brand would do. Let's have a look. Who's doing this? And or is it organic? Are these teens just fed up? Wow. I think the teens are fed up. That's the card talking about the teens that are doing this. Like they're done. I feel like this is like they're finished with deep state kind of governments, and they might not call it that, but the demonic repression of humanity, they're done with it. This is organic, you guys. Whoa. Okay, this is like the teens are doing this because they're fed up with the state of the world, and that they've been repressed, and governments are being sworn in that nobody voted for, and all the kinds of things that have been happening. Crazy. Yeah. They're rebelling against deep state. But the thing is, maybe these teens don't understand. They're not watching movies like this. They don't know that the White Hat Alliance is working in the background. Like, they're just looking at the world and going, it's screwed, and we're not going to, put up with this. This is created organically. My goodness. And here, this is interesting. We got the star. So the star in the near future, I feel like what'll stop this is the whole world. See these two tens, it'll end when the whole world has more disclosure on ET and otherworldly or other dimensional beings. So either an event happens that this comes way more in the public eye, and all of a sudden these teens have something else to focus on. The whole world's going to focus on something that looks both financial, so maybe this will be part of it, or it'll lead to, so financial, and then leads to some kind of an event that has something to do with aliens or otherworldly. So events are going to change things and change the trajectory. So this won't last too much longer.